Hi everyone, this is Satyajit. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about what is basics of cloud, when cloud started. Before to start on cloud, we need to understand when cloud was not available, that time how organizations used to manage their infrastructure. So when we call that how organizations are managing their infrastructure when cloud was not available, then one term came into picture, which is called on-premises. Okay. On-premises is nothing but their own infrastructure. Like the customer has to manage their own infrastructure. So that in a technical term, it's called on-premises. So when we are before directly talking about on-premises, we need to understand what is data center. Okay. So like in typical term, when you call a data center is called like it's a centralized locations. Okay. It's in a particular locations and there will be a room. Okay. Big room. We call it as a server room. So you can directly say like data center is a server room. So inside that server room, many server will be there. Okay. And the server need to be placed in a rectangular structure. Okay. That is called a rack. Okay. If you go to if you see my screen, there is an example, right? It's a server room, and if you this box type of structure, right, that is called a rack. Okay. So the rack has the capacity, right? It will be maybe 10 server, maybe 8 server. That's standard. So rack strategy or rack structure is there. So in each rack there is a cage. On that cage we need to place a server. If you see here my cursor, this is a one server and this is another server. Like that server we need to place. Okay. So data center is a centralized locations. On that locations there will be a room. On that big room there will be a server placed in each rack. Okay. So this is the front view of the rack and this is the rear view. Okay. In that rear, this is a server and there your cable, all cabling networking will be there. Okay. So that is called a rack type structure and server room. So in the data center, when server are placed, so there in each server, your applications will be running. That is called data center. When you talk about the on-premises, on-premises means that all data center and that all the server should be managed by the customer. Let's say I started one company. I need to purchase all the server. I need to check for that centralized locations where I need to create my data center. And on that data center, I need to deploy the server rack and I need to deploy the server and do all the connectivity. Okay. So that is called on-premises. It means that is your own premises or that is your own server. You are managing all the things. Okay. So in the on-premises, like the physical infrastructure, so you have to purchase everything and maintain their all the storage and all the servers you have to maintain. Full control means you have full control on that. Okay. So like security will be more because that is your own area. No one cannot enter without your permissions or without your guidance. Okay. So that is more secure and all the server will be placed. All the servers connectivity, everything will be fine because there will be a low latency. Why? Because like in that server, your server will be there. So the server communications or connectivity, it will happen easily. There will be no latency. And capital expenditure means like that is your one-time cost. Like once you created or once you purchase the server and deployed that, then there will be no issues. You can use the longer period of time, right? So that is one-time cost. And the data security and compliance, that you can use that. Okay. And the maintenance, you need to maintain that, right? The routine checkup and everything, all the server running properly or not, that you need to manage. Okay. That is called your on-premises. So on-premises is nothing but your own data center on your in which data center your servers and everything will be placed. Okay. That is called data center. And that is we understand what is rack is a cage type, is a rectangular structure where we can place our server and the connectivity will be maintained by ourselves. And each server, how we will know that the server is in good conditions. So there will be color coding. Like as I said, in this server, this is placed in each server, there will be color coding. So three types of color coding is there. One is red, one is green, and one is amber color. Red color means it will say denotes like danger. It's already the server is not running. It means it is in critical state or it is in not working state. Green means everything is good. If you see the screen, red, green, another one is amber color. Amber color means it is healthy now, but it is going to be in a higher critical state, means there is some alert. Okay, so from there we can verify which is correct if server is running or not. Okay, now let's say I built my infrastructure. Now what is the benefit of that? Full control means I have all the control. I can do everything, right? Like to provide the access and to manage the access. The customer who created the infrastructure, he has full control on that. No third party or no external party cannot enter it. Okay, that is the full control they have. Data security means you put your own data, so you know where is the data pattern and where the data is stored. So that security will be there. No one cannot hack your data. And data privacy, like as no one cannot enter to that, and no one cannot manage where is the data, something like you only manage that. So that data privacy will be there. Customizations means like as per the business need, like as you deployed your infrastructure, you know everything, you know the connectivity and everything, right? So you can use to manage, so there will be not issues. Latency, as I said, all the server will be placed in a room, like in a big room, so the server will be in the in a nearby distance, right? Not very long distance. So what will happen, the connectivity will be good and there will be low latency associated, right? That is, and predictable cost means like, you know, like you need to pay only one time cost, the server cost and everything only one time, but after that the maintenance cost and only the cooling, temperature, power supply, that cost will be there. So which is minimal. Only one time you will do the large investment. Okay. And that should not be any internet dependency. It means like your server is already running fine. It will be created inside the room. So you don't have to depend on internet, right? How it will check, or if because of internet, the bandwidth will be more or less. Like you can easily go to the data center and verify the performance of that. So these all are the benefit and compliance. Like as you deployed everything, their compliance, there will be no issue, there will be no error, like that system is not compliance, its system is open to the world, anyone can access it, so that compliance is there. So these all are the benefits of on-premises. So these all are the benefits, but like that there are some drawbacks or disadvantages of their on-premises that we are going to discuss. So because of that disadvantages, cloud came into picture with some benefit. Okay, now we will discuss about the disadvantages. First one is very high cost. Okay, very high cost means, let's take an example. I deployed Windows 7 server, okay, or Windows 7 operating system, or let's assume Windows 2008 server. I installed, and that because of the customer requirement and everything is working fine, customer is also happy. But when time comes, like the latest model came, like 2012, 2016, 2020, like all the server latest, but I already purchased the 2008 model, right? I cannot sell it, and if I sell it also, no one cannot take, and if someone take also with very less price. So initially I invested everything. Now customer want to use it, customer using it, it is fine. But if customers say no, I want 2012, again I need to purchase 2012 server, and again I need to do all this installment. So here again I need to purchase, the cost, the deployment charges, connectivity charges, everything will be there. Along with that, the wastage of the old server 2008, what should I do on that 2000? This is a wastage of money, right? So that is the demerits of on-premises. As so long, if people are ready, a customer is ready to use the old hardware, which is 2008, we are good. So in that cases, on-premises is good. But day by day, when applications changes, they require to the new system hardware, it will not support to the old server. On that cases, we have to again go with the new hardware, which is very problem in case of on-premises, and huge downtime also required in case of on-premises. And maintenance cost, right? So let's say I deployed again the data center room, inside the cooling will be required. So someone has to go, as I said, the status red, amber and orange. So someone has to visit every time, check the server status. Okay, the server is properly running or not, if any alert or something. So that, and how to maintain that, the cooling, temperature, everything someone has to go on. So maintenance cost will be there, like every time you need to use that maintenance cost. So limited scalability. So scalable means like, as I said, so there are two types of, so vertical scaling or horizontal scaling. So here, let's say, my system is using a 500, like I created a server which has 500 GB hard disk, or let's say 1 TB of hard disk, but the customer demand increases, and customer a lot of logs associated. That logs required 2 TB or 100 TB of disk. Okay, so what I did, it's initially only my limit is only 1 TB. So on that case, I purchased external hardware, external hard disk, and I added there to the server. Let's say I deployed 100 TB hard disk to my server. So again, to replacement of that hard disk and do that, downtime required. So my server will be in not working state. And let's say I deployed that 100 TB of hard disk. Now my system is running. Customer is able to put the data. Now, after some days, let's say customer I want, okay, those logs data I don't want. I can delete those data. Customer deleted, let's say, all 100 TB data deleted, only some few TBs of data remaining, but you have that hardware, the hard disk which you purchased for 100 TB, 100 TB data, right? So that is not in use. Why? Because you already give the one-time cost of the 100 TB, though customer use or not use, but you already bear the money, right? You already given the money. On that cases, again, you are also unused resources, but you paid. That is a disadvantages of that. Okay, and you should not, and server is, as I said, 2008, you cannot, it will not be scalable if you have to purchase a new hardware and deploy it. So that is it. Complexity means like all the networking, everything, as you created your infrastructure, you need to handle on that, because let's say some server to another server connectivity is not there. So you need to manage, check the proper cabling. If any lose in the cabling, then you cannot access that. So that is also very complex. And limited disaster recovery. So your it is there in your disaster in one data center, and it's a physical data center. Let's say some earthquake happen, or some because of rain. Okay, anything can happen, right? So on that cases, if your server started stopping work, right, or started the it is not working, so then in that case, gone, your applications on customer data, everything in a will be lost, right? So limited disaster recovery on that. And resource underutilization. So I gave an example, underutilized resources, like the hard disk is customer demand is 100 TB, and you purchase the 100 TB, and now that again customer remove those data, but your 100 TB disk is still there. So that is also, you cannot do anything. Limited mobility, like on-premises infrastructure is tied to some physical locations, which means you can limit an organization's ability to support on that remote area only. You cannot go somewhere and do the work. So that is also one of the demerits. So main demerits is like, these all are the demerits of the on-premises, right? Again, that benefits is there, that is secure, as you are only managing, no other can manage that, and no one cannot enter to your data center. Latency is good. Okay, and it's a, if customer is ready to use those servers for less 10 years or something, will be good on that area. But when customer wants to uh, use to the latest versions of the latest software, so then on that cases it is demerits, right? We cannot use those. Again, we need to deploy everything. Okay, and these are the benefits. Some disadvantages is like limited scalability, ongoing maintenance cost, right? Initial cost is high. So now the question is, if these are the disadvantages, is there anything which will resolve all those areas? To solve that, cloud came into picture. So when we say about cloud, cloud means it is open to the world. Anyone can use it. Anyone can access it. So all this, now we'll discuss about all these disadvantages point. those are getting covered in cloud or not. Okay, let's talk about first one, high initial capital cost. Okay, so during on-premises, you need to create your data center, you need to purchase everything, you need to purchase server, doing networking, cabling, everything. But now in case of cloud means someone will do on behalf of you. Let's say the service provider. So there are many service provider in the cloud like AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud. So these are the service provider. It means they have their data center already set, already created and everything. Just you need to use that. It means you don't have to build the income, the initial cost and everything. Only whatever you are going to use it, you need to pay for that. Okay, so now this issue resolved on cloud because you don't have to create a data center, you just use it. Okay, and it will be created by the someone, the vendor who created the server. It's already in working state, you just need to use it, that's it. Second, maintenance cost. So as data center you are not managing, you need to pay for any you need to, you don't have to pay the maintenance cost, and they will not take from you also because they will manage themselves. You just need to use it, that's it. You don't have to pay your maintenance cost. Let's limited scalability. So in case of on-premises, the scalability is not happening because let's say I'm using 2008, okay, and I want to go to the 2012, it is not happening. For to do that, you need to again purchase and do the cabling, everything. But in case of cloud, it's a few click. It means you are using Windows 2008 server. Now you need to go for Windows 2K12 server, right? On that cases, only few downtime, like we need to upgrade from 2008 to 12, like we need to stop the server and again increase the instance type or increase the server from 2008 to 2012, right? So it will be fewer click, like, or else you can create a new server of 2012, it will be a very less downtime, like maybe half an hour or 1 hour it will take. Okay, so the scalable issue also gone. Complexity, it is very easy, it is a UI model, and just you can go to the few clicks and use that, so it is not complex one. Next, disaster recovery. So disaster recovery means you can use, let's say your application is hosted in, so in cloud something called region, which we are going to discuss in when we discuss more into cloud. But to cover that disaster recovery, I will say like your server is placed in Mumbai region, okay, and if the Mumbai region itself down, okay, there's something issue happen, so simultaneously you will create your infrastructure Hyderabad region also nearby. So what will happen, if Mumbai region goes down, your data will be available in the Hyderabad region. So that is also disaster recovery also there. Resource underutilization. When you say underutilizations, like in case of on-premises, you used on 100 TB of hard disk, but if people are using only 1 TB, and the 99 TB is underutilized, you cannot do anything, but you already paid for that. But in case of cloud, there is storage option is there, like S3 storage, EFS storage, EBS storage, many storage options there. So in the S3, let's say you put your, so the S3 is elasticity. It means your 1 GB storage you can store how much you are storing the data, you have to pay for that. It means you only stored 1 GB of data, you have to pay for only 1 GB. If your suddenly logs increases going to 100 TB, so not an issues. The data will increase to 100 TB, you have to pay for 100 TB. In the next 1 month, again that all data deleted, again only 1 TB data is there. So you need to pay only for that 1 TB, not for the 100 TB. So that issues also gone, underutilization part. Next one is limited mobility. So it depends on the cloud. In the on-premises, it isn't strict to the physical location, so you need to be there only. But in case of cloud, everything is internet, right? Wherever you go, you have internet, you can access to the your management console, and you can able to use your in AWS console to view all the resources. Okay, so these all are the benefits of cloud, right? All these scalables and everything. So to summarize, before cloud we called as on-premises. So on-premises is nothing but like your own server placed in a data center. So data center is just like a big room. On that big room, you have rack-like structure. Rack is nothing but a rectangular device, and that device a rectangular case. Inside that you need to place your server. Okay, and in the on-premises, some demerits is there, like some advantages is there, like you can use one-time cost again only if the customer is ready to use that server their long time, then it's benefit, and few others benefit which we already discussed. Then we discuss about what are the disadvantages of on-premises, and then we start about cloud, like to how cloud came into picture to remove those disadvantages. Okay, so in this video we discussed only basics of things. Now in the next videos we discuss about the cloud and the model and strategy of the cloud. Thank you for watching my videos.